Hi, this is Lucas. I would like to apologize in advance for any ear rape. Actually, just kidding. I'm not apologizing. I had a lot of fun making this, even though it's pretty stupid. I had this done a while ago, like way before 10:30, which is what time it is right now. But I thought it was pretty boring and awful, so I just scrapped the whole thing and decided to make it a little bit fun. Hope you like it. Bye. I apologize again for the cringe. Dude, and then I said, that Dracula dude sucks. Oh, we're live? Oh, we're live. Good morning or afternoon or whatever time you're listening to this. My name is Lucas Moreno and this is my podcast. I've been on a 3-week hiatus of just having no internet. Spectrum sucks, am I right? Ha ha ha, funny joke. Not really, not very funny joke. Anyway, today we have a special guest, the one and only former Fear Factor host, UFC commentator, and host of his own podcast, Joe Rogan.
Welcome back. Great to see you.
Thanks, Joe. Great to be back. Today, we're going to be talking about Bram Stoker's Dracula and how specific literary devices enhance the novel and make Stoker an amazing writer. What do you think, Joe? What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, Joe, I'm going to convince you. Starting off with an epigraph. What's an epigraph, you ask? Well, I'll tell ya. An epigraph is a short little passage that's used in the very beginning of a novel or before chapter 1 to give the reader some insight into what the story may be about or reveal an underlying theme. In the way that Stoker used it, it gave readers a sense that they were actually reading nonfiction and that everything written was true. Again, this forces the reader to approach the novel differently. The effect of the epigraph helps deliver a feeling of suspense to the reader, enhancing the reading experience. Epic, right?
That's it!
Thanks, Joe. You're right. That is it. The next device we're going to talk about is epistolary format. You have any idea what that is, Joe?
I don't know.
Cool. I didn't either. But here, I got the answer for you. It's when an author utilizes journal format, hopping from one character to another instead of saying centered on one central character. It adds or uses an uncommon, different point of view to the reader, adding some realism and does a better job of sharing the different characters' points and views, giving you a glimpse into each character individually rather than all being seen from the point of view of a singular narrator or entity. This also lets readers experience the feelings and emotions of that the current character is encountering. Stoker bounced from character to character, and the format worked well because of the amount of characters in the story. They were all split up at first in different areas across Europe until the story plot took all of them and brought them together.
I love it. I love it.
That's epic, Joe. I love it too. Could you pass my water, please? I'm parched.
It's here.
Thanks, Joe. Where were we? Oh yeah, literary devices. The last one is his use of setting. You like setting, Joe?
I do like it.
Cool, dude. I like it too. What's really epic about Stoker's use of setting was that it was filled with imagery and description. I did some digging and found out that he was also an actor, so he traveled a ton. Many of the locations in the novel were places he had either traveled to or lived. An example of this would be Whitby. On page 54, Stoker writes, "Right over the town is the ruin of Whitby Abbey, which was sacked by the Danes and which is a seen part of Marmion, where the girl was built up in the wall. It is the most noble ruin of immense size and full of beautiful and romantic bits. There is a legend that a white lady is seen in one of the windows. Between it and the town, there is another church, the parish one, round which is a big graveyard, all full of tombstones. This is to my mind the nicest spot in Whitby, for it lies right over the town and has a full view of the harbor and all up the bay to where the headland called Kettleness stretches out into the sea. So, Stoker used his travels to his advantage when writing Dracula, letting what he saw in his travels influence the reader and have a profound effect on the novel as a whole. This also applies to what I said about there being some truth to a fiction novel, as Whitby is a real place, again confusing, and also scaring the reader into believing the words of the novel on some level. Stoker was spooky. Spooky. Personally, I didn't really like the novel. I thought it was pretty boring in the beginning, and it caught up to speed later. But shut up, Joe. As I was saying, but I thought the story was pretty easy to read and get through with the vivid imagery. Stoker was able to inspire and scare people into making a whole new genre to classify his novel, as the details of the novel couldn't be labeled as scientific or religious, although the novel certainly takes elements from the two and mashes them up. Like potatoes! Anyways, I know you read the novel too, Joe. What did you think of Dracula?
He's big, man.
Not the character, you dingus, the novel.
I do like it.
That's epic, Joe. Oh, look at the time. It's been a lot of minutes. Are we finished?
That's it!
For sure. You heard it, folks. That's it. See you later, everyone. Want to wrap it up, Joe?
Bye, everybody. Stay safe!
You heard the man. Peace.